Would you drive a 50-ton rig across a road made of ice that could vanish beneath your wheels? Or navigate a pitch-black highway where a moose might suddenly appear? For Canadian truckers, this isn't hypothetical, it's their daily grind. From brutal winters to massive, unforgiving landscapes, trucking in Canada isn't just a job. It's a life-or-death challenge, and today we're diving deep into why Canadian truckers are some of the toughest on the planet. But here's a question. Why would anyone willingly take on such a dangerous profession? Is it the thrill, the money, or sheer necessity? By the end of this video, you'll not only understand the risks these drivers face, but also gain a newfound respect for the heroes keeping Canada moving. Canada isn't just cold, it's brutally, bone-chillingly cold. Winters here are infamous for snowstorms, freezing rain, and black ice that can turn a straightforward delivery into a life-threatening ordeal. In some regions, truckers contend with up to 100 snowstorm days per year, a staggering number that leaves no room for error. The combination of limited visibility, icy roads, and wind chills that dip below minus 40 degrees Celsius makes every trip a calculated risk. Ice roads, which form over frozen lakes and rivers, are a prime example of how truckers adapt to these harsh conditions. These temporary highways are lifelines for remote communities, but they're also incredibly dangerous. If the ice isn't thick enough, trucks can fall through. Drivers often rely on their instincts, decades of experience, and a hefty dose of luck to make it through these perilous routes. And even when the weather clears up, extreme cold wreaks havoc on truck engines and tires, requiring truckers to carry emergency kits, including extra fuel, tools, and blankets to survive breakdowns in the middle of nowhere. Canada's geography is as diverse as it is vast. From the steep grades of British Columbia's Coquihalla Highway to the desolate ice roads in the Northwest Territories, truckers are constantly pushed to their limits. The Coquihalla, often nicknamed the Highway Through Hell, is infamous for its sharp turns, sudden weather changes, and steep inclines that test even the most experienced drivers. Meanwhile, the ice roads stretch across frozen lakes and rivers, connecting communities that are otherwise completely cut off from the world. These routes may only be open for a few weeks or months each year, but they're critical for delivering food, fuel, and supplies to remote areas. Truckers must constantly calculate the risks, overload your truck, and the ice may crack beneath you, drive too fast, and you risk skidding out of control. To make matters worse, not all Canadian roads are highways. A significant portion of trucking in the country is done on narrow two-lane roads, especially in the northern and western regions. These roads are often poorly lit, uneven, and covered in snow, forcing truckers to stay hyper-alert for hours on end. Imagine driving for 12 hours straight with no one to talk to, no cell service, and nothing but an endless stretch of road ahead. That's the reality for many Canadian truckers. While southern routes offer the occasional truck stop or diner, northern routes are starkly different. Here, there are no gas stations, rest areas, or places to grab a quick meal. If a truck breaks down, drivers are left to their own devices, often relying on survival gear to withstand freezing conditions while waiting for help that could take hours or even days to arrive. The isolation isn't just physical, it's mental. Truckers spend weeks away from their families, living out of their trucks. These vehicles often double as mobile apartments equipped with beds, microwaves, fridges, and even televisions. But despite these amenities, the loneliness can take a toll. It's not uncommon for truckers to battle feelings of homesickness and anxiety, making mental resilience as crucial as physical endurance in this line of work. Canada's roads don't just belong to humans, they're also home to moose, deer, bears, and other wildlife that can pose serious hazards to truckers. Collisions with animals are a common occurrence, especially on poorly lit roads at night. A fully grown moose, for instance, can weigh over 1,000 pounds, and hitting one at highway speeds can be catastrophic. Truckers often share stories of near misses and encounters with wildlife. Some drivers have even had to stop their trucks to wait for herds of caribou to cross the road. These encounters may seem picturesque, but they're anything but glamorous. Wildlife collisions can cause severe damage to trucks, delay deliveries, and in worst-case scenarios, lead to fatalities. This is one of the reasons why the roads are so dangerous here. We'll get to the other stuff in a moment. Keep watching and give it a thumbs up if you haven't already. If you thought navigating icy roads and avoiding wildlife was challenging, try doing it while hauling an oversized load. Canadian truckers often transport massive equipment such as oil rigs and logging machinery that requires precision driving. Maneuvering these loads through narrow roads, sharp turns, and icy conditions is no small feat. These oversized loads also require specialized equipment, including extended trailers and additional axles for weight distribution. Drivers must coordinate with escort vehicles, follow strict regulations, and plan their routes down to the last detail to ensure safety. It's a high-stakes job where even a small mistake can have dire consequences. So why do Canadian truckers endure such grueling conditions? For many, it's about more than just a paycheck. It's about pride, resilience, and a sense of purpose. Truckers play a vital role in keeping Canada's economy running, delivering essential goods to remote communities that rely on their services. Many truckers speak about the adrenaline rush of conquering a dangerous route or the satisfaction of completing a particularly challenging delivery. Others find joy in the camaraderie of the trucking community, sharing stories and tips with fellow drivers at truck stops. For them, trucking isn't just a job, it's a lifestyle, a calling that demands grit, determination, and a love for the open road. The dangers of trucking in Canada don't just stem from the environment, they also come from a growing number of inexperienced drivers on the roads. One infamous example is the 2018 Humboldt Broncos bus crash, where an inexperienced truck driver missed a stop sign and collided with a bus, killing 16 people. The driver, who had only 2 weeks of training, was sentenced to 8 years in prison. This tragedy highlighted the need for stricter training and vetting processes for truck drivers, especially those entering Canada through work permit programs. Critics argue that some trucking companies prioritize filling driver shortages over ensuring proper training. This has led to a surge in accidents involving newly licensed or foreign drivers who lack the experience needed to handle Canada's challenging roads. The debate continues, raising questions about road safety and the ethical responsibilities of trucking companies. In recent years, Canadian trucking has been thrust into the spotlight, not just for its dangers, but also for its political impact. The Freedom Convoy of 2022, sparked by vaccine mandates, saw thousands of truckers converge on Ottawa in protest. While the convoy garnered international attention, it also highlighted the essential role truckers play in society. As supply chains ground to a halt, it became clear just how reliant we are on these drivers, who risk their lives daily to keep goods moving. Trucking in Canada is not for the faint of heart. From battling extreme weather to navigating treacherous terrain and facing isolation, truckers endure challenges that most of us can't even imagine. Yet they keep going, driven by a sense of duty and a love for the road. These unsung heroes play a crucial role in keeping Canada's economy afloat, delivering goods to the most remote corners of the country. So the next time you see a trucker on the highway, give them a wave. They've earned it. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more fascinating insights into the world of trucking. See you in the next video.